Hey, what's up, you guys? Hi, happy Friday. Today's not Friday, but will be up on Friday, and I'm so excited. I'm here in my old apartment, and it's really hot. So if you see me everything is kind of moved out already. Just using the space a little longer. It's really hot in here, so if you see me like sweating and doing all that good stuff, just bear with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm here in this empty ass apartment doing it for y'all. So let's get right into it. Today's video is going to be 7 signs. 7 signs that you don't love him. He doesn't love you. You just love the idea of each other. So this is going to be both for men and women. This is just signs that you don't love him or her. You just really love the idea of it. You just, fall in love with their physical, and you're like, ooh, like the first day, you're like, oh, I'm in love type shit. But you have no idea what this person offers or brings to the table. You just literally love their physical. Every time this person is around, you kind of get this like crazy heartbeat kind of thing. Usually when that happens, they're not the one for you. And everybody thinks that when you feel the butterflies and feel these crazy emotions in your body when you see them, that is a sign that they are the one. And in reality, it's really not. But that is a video within itself. This kind of happens, like, we realize that we're loving the idea of someone when the bad things start happening in our lives. So let's say it's all shits and giggles and stuff like that, and you love their physical, you love their energy and stuff, and then things start hitting the fan, situation starts happening. It could be a personal thing, it could be something within the relationship. You saw them doing something you didn't appreciate, and you're kind of turned off very quickly by it. You don't care if you lose them or not. Now, that is not love, people. You just love the idea of being with someone. So we're going to go right into it, and let's see if you're just in love with the idea of somebody and not them. So the first reason, and these are all my opinions this is my list on what I think. So if you have anything to say, you could leave it at the comments below. But the first reason is you love the idea of someone having money. You love him buying you things. You love him to be rich and successful. You just see that kind of. I say you run. If you are dating someone and you notice that they're a rich asshole, I say you fucking run before you get stuck in the materialistic kind of love. Now, this is a love I've been through, where if the person couldn't hang out with me, they'd buy me material things, and I was so content because I was getting clothes, I was getting bags, I was getting sneakers, and honestly, that had me staying put. Now, I'm not saying this is for everyone, but this does happen where if they provide for you, you love that they're givers, you love that they are providing gifts and all this stuff, and you don't question it. But I say that, as soon as you see that it's something like that going on, really just leave that situation, because you're going to end up falling for the materialistic things and not really care if they're hanging out with you, if they're treating you right, because money doesn't buy happiness, money doesn't buy connection. It's just something that you're there stuck with. They could be cheating on you, but you're like, he got some good money. Some of you people be like, he got some good zit, she got some good, and it just doesn't make sense, because how long can money keep you attracted to a person, especially if they're a total jerk or they're a total bitch and they're like, I paid for them sneakers, take them off. You know what I mean? It could just last so long. This one is kind of like, this is far from love. You know what I mean? You just love the idea of him or her and what they could provide for you. And I just think that, it's a pretty sad situation if you're stuck in something like that. And if you are realizing this, I say that you take full on action and, get into some real love. Reason number two is he's just not the first person you want to tell anything to. When you are super excited about a new job, about a new project, anything. You either pick up the phone to your loved one or your mom, or other than your mom and your dad, whatever. You're calling your boyfriend and your girlfriend, hey babe, oh my God. This person doesn't do that for you. You kind of want to call your boys. You kind of want to call your girls first. You actually want to call your mom before them. So you should be excited about telling this person anything and everything. You shouldn't go and be super excited and be like, ooh, but Mr. whatever his face is will be so pissed if I tell him about this. And it's something that gets you excited. If whatever gets you excited gets them pissed off, you guys are not connecting in some way, and that's not real in love. That's just really the love of the idea of that person and what they could do kind of while they're there. You know, when you're in love, the most important person in your life, which would, other than our parents, be our loved ones. That's who we want to tell things to. And if you even want to tell them bad news first, you know what I mean? Like, you want them to know everything. Like, as soon as you get into a car accident, you call them. As soon as you know what I mean? Like, you're not excited about telling them jack shit. Okay? And that's, when you see that's not like, oh my God, it's like triggering. You know what I mean? Like, it's not this thing that's gonna end your whole life. But if you notice that, know that can be definitely a reason of you, you just love him when you need him, when you're lonely. You don't really, that's the only reason you think about him. Not even exciting things make you think about that person, and you just have them around when you need them or when you need some snuggle time. Reason 3 is you are not sure if he or she are the one. So one moment you guys are super giddy, super in love, and then you kind of think about like the future with each other, and you really don't see much. You don't see much there, you know what I mean? And it kind of scares you. Now, instead of accepting this, or like, oh no, I just don't see anything in the future because that's not what we're working on now, you have to really take some steps back. And if you can't tell this man, if you can't tell this woman about future plans, if they don't get on the same page as you, you know, months into the relationship, that should tell you something, you know, that there's not really going to be much. If you're not speaking future with this person, then what are you really doing? I know certain people are out to just be dating and having fun and all this, but at some time, especially when you are already grown and you kind of want to settle, and please realize the ages that you gotta settle. You don't have to be 20 years old and settling with no fucking body. I'm just telling you, stop suffering. But that's another video within itself. You know, when this person, oh my God, that scared me. Oh my God, that triggered my life. I thought that this video deleted. Give me a second to just come back, okay? 1 second. Okay, and we're back. I just had a notification that ruined my whole entire mood, but it didn't stop the video, so we're okay. So again, just going back. We're just going back. So if this man or woman is not the woman for you, you cannot see a future with them, you cannot tell them honestly without hurting their feelings how you feel about them and your future, then that's not, you're just in love with the idea of them literally being there. There's a lot of physical things going on here in this situation. When you are with someone for their physical, that doesn't really last. If you can't tell them about your future and the future that you want together, they kind of seem bothered by it. They have their own opinions about it. You can respect their opinion, but if they're like totally like, we're not doing that. Nah, we're not doing that. You know, it's not for you. You treat them good if you feel good. You treat them bad if you feel bad. You know, even if in a relationship, if you're committed and you guys are in love, you should treat them good even if you feel bad. Hey babe, you know, I'm not feeling the best today. Sorry if I'm acting like a bitch. Sorry if I'm acting like a douche. You know, and communicate about that. But sometimes you don't give, I don't feel good. My dude. Stop yelling. Stop asking me what I want to eat. You know what I mean? You're like a bitch for no reason. You're not in love with them. You love the idea of them being there, though. Number 4. You would like to kind of change this person. You would like to mold this person. And I actually learned this the first time in the Don Ruiz books. It's like I'll put it up on my Instagram. But look up the author Don Ruiz, and his main books are about the artistry. Like he has a whole bunch of series, but he had this one that is called The Artistry of Love. And in that it says that we don't belong to each other. That we are not material things, that we own each other. We don't. So if you meet this person, right, and they're quite like not what you expect them to be, not what you want them to be, and you try to mold them into something different, that's not for you. That's not for you. We can help people grow, but once they show their true colors, and once they kind of have that steady ground and this certain attitude, I don't think there's something or anything that you could change. And it's kind of draining to change somebody. So if somebody that you're dating is not quite what you thought it would be, you don't like certain characteristics of them, I don't recommend that you try to change them. You could speak about it, but if it's a constant thing that is kind of like routine, like, they're not going to change. And you might not like it, but the next person will love it. This person right here won't love what you're doing right now, but you don't know what the next person is going to love. There's no reason why you should be changing because someone's making you change. If you feel comfortable doing something a certain way, then that's for you. Only because one person doesn't like it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. You just don't match. It's not, you're not satisfied at all. So when you try to mold anybody into somebody else, it's just a proven sign that you do not love him. You're not in love with her. It's just, you like the idea of them being around for your sake, for your benefit. You don't want to change nobody. You love their laugh. Oh, stop being so loud. You just love them. One time, I started cracking up, and in one of my relationships, someone looked at me. I was so offended because automatically you're giving me the eye. I'm like, oh my God, I was probably like super loud, like whatever. But everyone else was at the same page as me. Like everyone was laughing, but I'm the only one that got the fucking triggered eyes because that person doesn't like loud people. That person doesn't like energized people. And when you try to conform or be something else for someone that you're not, you kind of feel encaged. That when you finally, come out into a free space without that person, you're like, oh my God, the person I was pretending to be with this other partner of mine was not me. And I feel you'll feel happier when you are with a person that deals with your laugh, that, can deal with the bad days with you. It's just, if you want to change somebody, you can make them better. You can add on to them, but don't ever try to change something about someone that is already there. And if it's kind of their asset, if it's kind of something that they feed off of to feel good, and you try to change it, what kind of person are you? Just move, get out the way, leave them alone. Stop. Don't try to change anybody, okay? We are not items. I am not yours, and you are not mine, okay? 5. You don't want to be alone. You are avoiding to be lonely. I miss the lonely. So guess what? You're up and down pretending to really love somebody. If you are just with him or her because you want to avoid being alone. That's just not, that's literally not love. You're just showing that you're using them to feel kind of safe, kind of guarded. You don't want to sleep alone. You don't want to go to the movies alone. You don't want to eat alone. You invite them, this and that. And that can kind of help the relationship if that is what you want to grow in. But if you only think of them when you're alone, like, oh, I'm lonely. Let me go hit this guy up. Oh, I'm lonely. Let me go get some vagina from this girl. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not love. Like, you're not in love if you're just looking for a person while you're by yourself, or just to not feel alone, or to just be on the phone and text and call. You know, it's not love. It's pretend. Just when people try to use others for the sense of, oh, I just need a warm body next to me, you know, it kind of hurts, especially if that other person is really into you. You don't know how much damage you're causing, because then that person is gonna feel like they cannot live or do anything without you. And I'm not even saying that you're conscious about this, but I'm saying for you to think about this. Think about what you're doing. Be realistic with yourself. Do not play yourself. Don't play yourself, because, you know, that person next to you could really love you so much, and you're over here lonely, using them for their warmth, for their spirit. This is their soul you're messing with. Don't use people because you're lonely. It happens. You want to have a rebound, whatever. As long as they're okay with that. As long as y'all on the same page. All right, but some people are confused. You're right here and they're all the way up here. You gotta like meet here, or just leave it alone. Leave that alone. You don't want anyone suffering because their expectations are high for no apparent reason. Number 6 is when these people come up to you with their problems, you're like, what's for dinner? You know, it's not, you just want them for fun, for stories, for all this other stuff. You want them for projects and all that, to laugh and giggles and do all this. But once shit gets real and they try to tell you about their problems, and or you try to tell someone about your problems, you simply just don't want to hear it. You just want to hear the good stories. You just want to hear the good times. You don't want that. You don't want that. Maybe they're there for you, right? You notice that they're there for you when you're telling your bad stories or your horrible day, and they're listening, and you love that about that person, and that's probably why you think you love them, because they listen to you. But then again, you're not willing to do that to them. You're not willing to sit there and listen to their stories and try to make their day better. You actually don't care. You, as long as they're taking care of you and they're wondering what's wrong with you and making sure that you are okay, you're fine. But you will not give that in return. And honey, if you are doing this, that's not love. You cannot use people like that. You cannot use people like that. You're looking to take care of yourself. You don't really care what they're going through, and that's just not love. That's not even being a friend. So if they can't find a friend in you, if you cannot give your partner advice, the person that you want to be with in the future, you might as well cut that thing off. Because that's fucked up. Stop using people. Simple as that. Stop using people. Fuck. Number 7. And the last one. Let me chill, because this is a gang sign where I'm from. So number 7. You do not feel good with them. You do not feel good with him or her. What that means by that is like you don't always feel good. So apparently, duh. Obviously, you're not always going to feel good. You're going to have a bad day. But when you're in love, you like to spend every single minute with someone. You, even if you're in the next room, you know that, hey, you there? Yeah, I'm here. Okay, boom. You love it. You love that. You just love being around each other. But if, you know, you don't feel this way, where you kind of want to be with them and tell your stories and have fun, talk about each other's day. And I'm not saying this has to be all the time, but most of the time, even if you guys are spending a lot of time together, if it's love, like, that doesn't get tiring. You kind of want to spend all the time with them. You kind of want to make sure that they're okay. I am sweating. My back is sweating. I wish you could see it. Anyway, so with this person, if you're not feeling good with them, if you're kind of getting triggered by something they're doing, like these people could just throw something in the garbage or walk past you and you're like what did they just do to you? You're annoyed for no reason. This is just not love. It's just physical. Everything is physical. In this situation, in this video today, it just shows that there's a lot of physical intervenence. Is that it? Whatever. The body does a lot of damage to people. We look a certain way, so everyone's like super attracted to us. And it could be a waste of time for others, for that person. And it's extremely sad when you kind of realize, and I know it's hard, when you realize that someone's not for you and they piss you off, and that's just not what you want in a person. You kind of don't want to even tell them that. You kind of don't even want to tell them that they're not the ones for you because you feel so bad. But as a person with loyalty and integrity to your soul, that you say, you have to speak up, because we are all humans. We all have time that cannot be wasted. The same way you don't want her to waste your time, don't waste her time. The same way that you don't want him wasting your time, girl, make sure you let him know that he's not the one for you. You don't want to be with him. You don't understand his traditions, and you will not be there to change them. Do yourself a favor. Stop trying to make this guy and throw him in like this mold that he don't fit in. Because he's already molded into something. You know that video, that saying, they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I don't care how many people say people could change. I don't care how many people say that you can teach an old dog new tricks. First of all, honey, that old dog is dead. Okay? That dog is molded into who he is. So if you're going to add anything, just make him additions. If you see that your additions are being subtracted with a man, with a woman, honey, stop wasting your time and stop wasting mine. So today's 7 reasons and 7 signs you do not love him. You just love the idea of him, where you love him because of his money. You never want to tell him or her good news about anything. You are not sure if he or she is the one for you. And that's the saddest one. When you find out, don't waste people's time, people. Let them know that they're not the ones for you. You would like to mold this person. I just told you this. You would like to mold this person into somebody that they're not, into something that they will never be. And you will continue on just suffering because you see yourself as failing because you cannot mold a person into something that they're not. You are, number 5, you are just with that person to avoid being alone. You don't want to be sleeping alone, doing anything alone, and that's just not right. If you notice they're not for you, don't hang out with them at all, not even if they keep you company. Number 6, you don't give a fuck. You're not interested in their problems. You don't care. Hey, oh, you had a bad day? My day was great. Yeah, take this energy. No. If you see somebody putting your problems to the side after you just gave your heart out about your day, vete pa'l carajo, que eso no pa ti. All right? And number 7, you don't always feel good while you are around each other. You just don't feel good with each other. That phase has gone. Cotton candies, rainbows, and marshmallows is just gone. If you don't feel good, you're treating them like what you feel. People that love you, are in love with you, treat you consistent. And if there's any issue, they communicate. There is no reason why you should be getting treated like shit and you don't even know why. If you didn't do nothing wrong, if everything was fine the day prior, you should ask questions or realize that these people are not for you. That's about it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please communicate with me down below in the comments. This time I didn't manage my time properly, so this is probably like really ranted and really quick, but you know, I had to get it up because I'm committed to Monday podcasts and Friday videos. So you guys have an amazing day, amazing morning, and amazing afternoon whenever you guys see this. I love you guys so much for spending your time and actually watching the videos, because I can see how long you guys watch the videos, and most of you guys watch the videos until they're done, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, you guys. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing rest of your night, day, or afternoon.